we are going to discuss how you can invest 600,000 Kenya shillings in 2 years and double that amount. So what I'm trying to say is that if you have savings right now that have accumulated up to 600k, and you have that either in money market fund, or you have it somewhere in a bank, or you just want to bet, for example, if you just have 600,000 with you somewhere and you are wondering, how can I invest this money? I know most of the time when we have liquid money, that is cash, we always think about money market funds because those are the most easily available way for us to put our money to work without us exposing it to so much risk. So in money market fund, if you put your money there, you continue to earn some interest, which we are going to discuss here and analyze a few examples as you look for ways to spend that money. So here I am not going to advise you so much about money markets because there are people who are specialists in those in money management, but I am going to show you an investment option, of course, that will give you some better yields at the end of 2 years. But again, of course, you must not be too much risk averse. By that I mean you should be able to calculate your risks and take calculated moves. So in this video, we are going to analyze one way that I have tried and it can work for you, that you can use to multiply this cash that you have in your bank by 2 times. And we are going to take a very quick example. For instance, if you put 600k in a money market fund, you know, be it Saiton, be it Sanlam, be it CIC, if you put it there and assuming that you get a 15% interest, your take home at the end of the year will be somewhere between 90 to 100k, you know, for the best interest rates of around 15% and above. So if you put that money from January to December, you could make a profit of around 90,000 by the end of the year. So if you let that money stay there for 2 years, then you could make up to 180,000 in profit. So that is the maximum that you can make if you put that money in a money market fund. But the assessment that we are going to make right now is the option of you investing that money in a business that, you know, requires cash flow to operate, and then it requires your effort to manage, and of course it requires some level of risk taking. Of course, this is a very comfortable way of investing. In 2 years you make your 180,000 without any movement of cash. So you don't withdraw this money, you don't withdraw the interest that you make because it will be compounded. But if you withdraw that interest, then the money that you get from compound interest, then it will be less than this. So this is not a liquid way of I would say is a business that will give you money, is an investment that will give you money, but you don't have access to cash flows. It means you cannot touch money from this business or from this investment until it matures and you withdraw all the full amount. So let me show you what I want us to discuss today. Of course, I know all of you have an idea of what I am going to speak about, but let me just turn on my screen here so that we can have the facts right. So we are saying that you have your 600k. You have your 600k, and you guys, you really need to buy me another Mac pen. So YouTube does not pay me a lot to invest in a new one, but itakuwa sawa. If you have the 600k in your bank account right now, go out there, watch a number of my videos about how investment in Uber works, especially in Nairobi. I have given so many videos and tutorials on how to join the Uber as a driver and also as an investor for you buying a car. So there are these cars that are always good when it comes to resale value, and I will mention them here because those are brands that are always at the top of the market in terms of perception, in terms of reliability, in terms of service. Those are cars that really serves you well without many instances of breakdown and need for you to service and repair. So these cars that I have identified in the market, they include Toyota Passo, you have Mazda Demio, you have Vitz, Toyota Vitz, and you have Honda Fit. So these vehicles, ideally, if you are buying them from a second-hand market, you will buy them at around 600k. So even a very old Honda Fit, a very old Demio, and a very old Vitz, all of these vehicles will hardly be bought, or you can hardly get them from the second-hand market with anything less than 600k. That is Kenya shillings. So as long as that vehicle is 2012 and above, that vehicle you will be able to put it into Uber. So this is the initial assessment that I'm telling you. Look for these vehicles that have high resale value. Go buy any of these at around 600,000. Put it into Uber business and let us do the math. So here, let us assume that you have bought a Demio and you are going now to give it to a driver so that he can be giving you 1,300 shillings per day. So if he gives you 1,300 shillings per day, per month, you will have received around 31,200k per month. So that is your income per month. When we extrapolate that per annum, you will have around 374,000 per year. 374,000 per year. You get my point? So that is the money that the driver will give you. But my estimation here is that out of the 374,000 that you get, because I always say that an Uber vehicle must be self-sustaining. It has to pay for its bills, it has to pay for its services, it has to pay for its insurance, it has to pay for its repair and services and all other replacement that it goes through. So out of the 374 that you get, put 40% as cost of maintaining that car. So if you deduct 40% from this one, you will end up with around 224,000 per year. So that is your net. You get my point? You will get 224,000 in 1 year. So let us assume that that Uber vehicle will work for 2 years, because you don't want to getting a good vehicle, it will take you a lot of efforts. So this Demio, before you buy it at 600k, it will take you a few months of due diligence, a few months of car searching, a few months of working hard to make sure that you get a good second-hand vehicle. So you cannot do all that work and you get a good vehicle and then plan to sell it after just 1 year. So I would propose that work with it for 2 years so that you get full benefits of your effort. So 224k is what you make per year. So for 2 years, you will have made around 449k for 2 years. You will make 449,000 for 2 years, and this is net. We are not working on the gross income. Then let me go back to the reason why I advised you to go for Demio, for Toyota, as well as for Honda, because these are vehicles that have very high resale value. The resale value of these brands is very high, meaning that even after the 2 years of using this vehicle, most probably the cheapest you will sell that vehicle, as long as it will be up and running, it will be in good condition, the minimum you will sell it will be 500k. That one you can take my words for it. Right now, for example, if you go into the market, look even for the oldest Vitz, look for the oldest Passo, look for the oldest Honda Fit and Demio. You will not get a single vehicle of those brands that is selling less than 500,000. You could get Nissan March, Nissan Note, you could get Mazda Caro, you could get Daihatsu's Mira selling below 500, the Suzuki Altos, Suzuki Wagon R, you could get all those vehicles even selling at 300k. So for me, I would not advise that you go for these ones, because you will struggle to sell. Even if your car of those brands will be in good condition, trying to sell them at 300k, you will lose money, because you will have bought it probably at 700,000. So selling it at 300k will be a big loss. So what I'm telling you is that invest in these brands that I have mentioned here, and you will guarantee yourself a good resale value. Now let us now go back to the math, where I am telling you that there is a huge potential for you to double your income, because here you had 600k that you invested in that car. After 2 years, that car has given you 400, let's call it for 50,000 for the purpose of discussion. It has given you for 50,000. When it comes to you selling the vehicle after 5 years, for 2 years, I mean, you will sell it at 500. And actually, I am very clear in my mind that if you take time to sell that vehicle, if you don't sell it as an emergency sale, you could even sell it at 600,000, because these brands, I have seen them. I have tried to buy a Toyota from the second-hand market, and sometimes you wonder where is the value between a second-hand vehicle and a brand new, because the second-hand vehicles are selling at a price that is so high, like just 20-30% lower than a brand new one. So at the end of the 4 years, the 2 years, how much money will you have made? 950k. Not have made, but you will have added 450,000 into your 600k. I don't know whether you get my point. But if you had left that money into your money market, you would only have made 180,000. You will only have made 180k. And remember, for money markets fund, I told you there is one huge disadvantage. You don't have what we call cash flows. You don't have access to your money. And if you touch that money, you lose on the compound interest benefit. While this business of Uber, you have access to your cash flows. You have access to your money. As that money comes in, you can redirect it into other money business purpose, or you can take it back to savings. So that is the discussion that I wanted to have with you today, and I hope that you see a very huge return in your investment here, because if I do how much money you make here, let me just do for you a quick calculation between how much you invested and the interest that you make. So that will be around 75%. So you can get up to 75% gains on the 600k if you put it into that business model that I have shown you, compared to the 15% that you get from putting your money in money markets and also losing your cash flows. I hope this video has been educative, and keep subscribing to this channel.